So welcome back to the Singapore Basketball Centre, and we are down to our last and final game of the day as we'll look at a rivalry that's been around for some period of time. It's the Adriot Sports Association Sheng Gong Culture face-off with Siglap Black, and this is for the big one. That is the boys under 18, or should I say the men's under 18 world final. So this is the championship at stake. It's a lot to fight for, and these clubs of course do share a very, very healthy rivalry. So you did of course run through the entire introduction for the players as our MC took you through them, but for now it's time to get straight back into the action and to look at 4 quarters, 4 periods, or call them just 2 halves, or one big game. And that's what you need. You need that early start, and Adriot do make it count. It's, well, 2 points for the count. And the referee's just called that, so a quick check on what might be the instance. You've got a really good crowd, and I do wish I could have, well, actually, I don't wish. You just look at where the camera is focused and you'll be able to tell. We actually span or give you a pan shot of the whole area every now and then when the lads move with their, and that's exactly what I mean. So that's the crowd that we have with us today. We've had them right through. Some, of course, have come in, some have gone out, some have refilled their spots. But it's been a real celebration here to get basketball back out into the open, to restart this process of finding, well, some of the finest talent. Well, that's blocked all right, fairly quick. Strong enough movement that we're looking at from both teams. They've got the pace factor. There's a tad bit of aggression in there as well, but most often it's going to be the throw-in opportunities that will count here for our lads. Well, that's damage control, and he's done that exceptionally well. You do need to find the target, and you do need to nail it as soon as you can. So a wonderful job here being done by, well, the Adriot Sports Association. They're now 4 points in. Joachim Theo looking for that three-pointer. Would have been a good way to just reduce that deficit, take off the pressure a little bit. Having said that, it's not really pressure at this point of time in the game itself. Well, that will sail out. Well, as long as you don't have air balls, you don't have to be concerned too much. Well, pick it up and you just might be able to deposit. Well, that's certainly, well, the rule there for Akinfaya Soya Olokin. Well, seem to be following that. And there couldn't be more sheer joy than that. So Adriot Sports Association really keeping their hold together here. They're now 6 points ahead in this encounter. And I think that's really turning out to be a bit of a worry. But every time there is an opportunity to make it count, I think, well, Adriot will be very happy. Well, Siglap do have their work cut out for them. That's received now on the outside here by Hu Junzie. It's off to Ching Sin Yu. And picked up very quickly. Good movement there from Ho Hung. And almost does it as well. Almost took that home. Ho Hung Sun. Well, a pretty fancy attempt. And you really want to, well, pull in as many points as you can, because when you're behind by 6 It really isn't a tall order to follow. Here's Ho Hung Sen. Well, he's been fairly active. He's got a bit of help from Jo Kim Theo as well. Well, there's always been a strong rivalry between, well, these two, and it really is interesting to see what that'll culminate in here today. Having said that, it's Desmond Yeo now. Well, slipping it back to Ching Sin Yu. Well, decent block put up there by Jerome C. Kwon. Off to, well, Ho Hung Sen. Decides to draw in Tu Thetu. So 5 minutes left. The referee, of course, has signaled a violation there, which means it's going to be, well, a throw-in opportunity, not a free throw. Having said that, let's not forget this is only the first period of our last and final game, which is the men's under-18 event. And a lovely effort there. We'll reap the benefit of it, and that's Akin Fire Soya Oloaquin, and he's done well. So 8 points for the count. Siglap Black still searching for their first. Ho Hung Sen, well, denied the opportunity there. He's missed out on a few good occasions. And that's through. Beautifully done. A three-pointer finally. And a bit of cheer for the team. So it's 8-3. And a bit of spirit restored here. Sporting spirit for, well, Siglap Black. So now to Lucas Hu. And that's pulled away just in time by Ezekiel Devin Loyola. And Ching Sin Yu. Well, almost getting a piece of the pie. Well, talk about those points. Well, growing and those points changing. But Adriot Sports Association are still, well, in a bit of a comfortable lead. 3 minutes 31 left, well, in this period of play. So a change of feet, and the game, of course, will continue. It's still Adriot who hold a 5-point lead, and they'd be very keen on extending that even further. Well, does go in for the jump shot, but Akin Fire Soya unable to, well, make that one count. And remember, the foul called by the official, of course, will grant the ball straight into the waiting arms of young Oloaquin, who will be more than eager to take it. Can he make that 9? And yes, he does. So it's 9-3 with Akinfire Soya Olokin, well, able to, well, just extend his team's tally, points tally by a bit. Well, the last thing you want to do when you're, well, so close to nailing or netting a shot is to get it off, well, the woodwork, and that happens very often. Can be fairly frustrating when it actually comes off the inner rim and pops out up in there. Not at a high level of competition, but just during fun play. But I know how frustrating it is, and I can only imagine as the contest gets intense. A lovely block put up there as Hu Junzie was denied fair and square by Ang Kai Mun. Siglap Black certainly putting on a show here, and young Oloakin says, well, this is how you do it, but we'll have to wait to say that again, because, well, the Siglap defense has been, well, fairly impressive in the last couple of minutes. Well, did give away easy points in the first early part. And we've got a timeout. Well, this one definitely called by, well, the coach of Siglap Black. So it's going to be interesting to figure out, well, what his plan will be. Remember, we've got 3 more periods to go after this, and we're pretty much down to our last 90 seconds of the first period. Well, this is what we've been waiting for. Well, for my money, the match of the day, of course, was the under-18 placement match that was played between SG Basketball and Wong Tai. And that is the match to beat. And I do believe if Adriot and Siglap can put on a show here, well, this crowd will definitely get their money's worth. And I don't mean it really in terms of monetary, well, estimation. I actually mean it. Well, it's just cliche to say that, but the crowd will certainly be delighted with their performance. That's a nicer way to put it. So, Adriot Sports Association 9, Siglap Black 3, as we resume that last 91 seconds of play in the first period. It's been a wait of sorts. You've had fans, relatives, family, everyone connected to these lads who's turned up here today. Is it good? It certainly seems to be very good as our lads get on with the action. So as I did say this earlier, definitely the match to beat for me, the 18th place placement game. Having said that, Siglap Black and Adriot Sports Association did get the better of those lads to make it through to the final. So this really is the toughest game of all. And by the performance of the ASA so far here of Sheng Gong Culture, they've been fairly impressive. Siglap just taking a little bit of time to get settled in, but they're not too far. They're just 2 points adrift. Quick pass there from Hu Hung Sen. Off to Tet U. And Hu Hung Sen, well, going in, well, for the kill, but this has been, well, really a different sort of game, because Siglap Black just took a good bit of time to settle down. Started off, well, just a little bit nervy and shaky, and that's where I do believe Adriot did exploit them for that bit, and rightfully so. Well, it's a high level of contest, and you aren't going to wait for your opponents to get into their comfort zone. You just want to take every shot that you can get, and here's Siglap fighting back, and that's really interesting. Tuthet U finds his way there to Gao Shan, but it's pulled away just in time by Adriot. Could be pickings here for Ching Sin Yu. Well, will draw his teammate in. And Oluwakin unable to, well, make that count. Sweet assist there from Hugo Ong earlier. So the end of the first period, and it pretty much is, well, Adriot still in the lead. Adriot Sports Association 9, Siglap Black 7. Stay with us as we get back with the second period in just a little under a minute. So into the second period of play, where Adriot Sports Association will start off with a very narrow lead. It's 2 points ahead of Siglap Black, and there's every effort, well, to change that around. Lovely run there from Hugo Ung earlier. It's Hugo back again, looking for a bit of a helping hand. Decent enough attempt for a layup there coming from Hu Chun-zie. So as it currently stands, well, Siglap Black have it all to do. It's very difficult to count a game like this where you have, well, teams that are fairly well balanced, strong with skill sets, strong with stamina. They both got the pace factor. Well, Joachim Theo taking, well, that throw in earlier. Well, decent enough screen put up there by Jerome Si Kwan. Well, just did get a view of him keeping Oluwakin at bay. So Siglap do have a plan in mind. The question is whether they can make it count, and it's a three-pointer finally. Took a bit of time to get there, but Joachim Theo, well, now has got his team into a very close position as they lead by 1 point over Adriot Sports Association. Joachim excited about that call. Was hoping for a free throw, but it's got to be a throw-in, and that's pretty much where it will have to rest. Having said that, Siglap Black really struggling, and if you kind of sometimes tend to see where senior matches tend to slow down just a tad bit as compared to the pace of the, well, younger players, it's very simple, because well, some of the senior players do pack in a good bit of defense along with an offensive front, and that balanced act makes it very difficult for the scoring to come, well, as fast as it does in some of the, well, games played by the younger, well, squad of players. And I don't mean that in a bad sense. I just mean that as a normal progression. I've been there myself, and but senior teams do have, well, they do concentrate very strongly on defense and offense at the same time. Oh, what a sneaky move that would have been. Absolutely wonderful work by Tuthet U, but it's finished off here with a counter, and another 2 points in the bag for Adriot Sports Association, who now lead 11-10. So back to the business here as we cruise through that second period of play. Adriot are currently on 14, Siglap on 10. And it's been quick movement from the lads in white. Here's Huzunzie. Well, picks out, well, Nathan Lim. Now here comes Hugo Ung. Well, another foiled attempt there for, well, Siglap Black, as well, Adriot Sports Association, well, do hold them back for a little bit. Their defense too has been strong. Here's Joachim Theo, and he's got one in. Well, a lovely effort coming in from Joachim Theo. And one of the, well, key parts I did notice during his practices, he's got the ability to provide the hook shot, and that makes me happy. I do love seeing it at every instance. Don't see it too often, but oh, beautifully done. So Siglap Black are fighting back, and they're fighting back really strong, if you ask me. Very good move there from Hu Hung Sen with a power layup. So 14-14 is where it stands, as Adriot Sports Association and Siglap Black, well, are pretty much tied. We've got a timeout in that second period, and it's going to be an interesting one to find out what exactly will be the outcome of it. Very quickly, let's of course remind you that this is the Rigorer Youth Cup 2022. While we do finish off with finding out who will be king of the hill, top of the heap, as far as the under-18s are concerned. We've already figured that out for the ladies and for the boys and the girls in the under-16s. But we're down to the under-18s, and whoever finishes top of the heap, well, let's not forget, the finest talent, of course, will sail through and get a chance at making the national squad. Not going to be easy, but it's a step ahead. It's a step in the right direction, and BAS, well, does make provision for that. So that's the Basketball Association of Singapore, who we've got to thank for bringing us this event. Six minutes left in the second period of play. Let's not forget, we've got 2 more periods to go. It's been a full house, and we are really excited that we've got company here, well, right through the day. So Adriot have much to do here. Ching Yu. Well, trying to burst ahead. He's got a good bit of help from Ezekiel. Got to credit Ezekiel for that. It's a book that I was, of course, well, just pondering on yesterday. And well, just a reminder that I should probably go back to it. But here on the outside, it's Hu Junzi. Extremely quick movement that we're looking at from Adriot. So 5.5 minutes still in. 5.5 minutes still left as Adriot do get that throw-in opportunity, and it's going to be Ezekiel who'll take it. And thanks to that push, he'll have to let it go. So, well, it is Siglap Black who'll win the benefit of the doubt. Or get the advantage for the time being. A glorious effort there. Will he be able to finish what he started? And yes, he does. Absolutely marvelous from Ang Kai Moon. Well, kept at bay the first time around, but wouldn't take no for an answer. And it's now Siglap Black 16, Adriot Sports Association 14. We've also got a call there for a foul. And the official very clearly signaling, of course, a jab, an elbow move. So the action continues, still 5 minutes left. And the violations have really been many. Well, at this level of the contest, it's always going to be the case. Oh, that's beautifully done. Toss it up in the air and you just might find a gem for yourself. Gao Shan decides to, well, get a bit artistic and creative, and it's done well. So it's now 18-14. Well, certainly looks like, well, we're in for the long haul here. And that's another one. Siglap Black just turning on the magic. Well, this time around, well, it was Tan Wei Young. And everyone wants a piece of the pie, and Adriot just losing, well, a little bit of rhythm there. And lucky to get away with that. So Adriot Sports Association 14, Siglap Black. Siglap Black 22, Adriot Sports Association 14. And how things have changed since we started off this encounter, it's really been quite a surprise. Well, let's not forget, but we've still got a bit of time. We're still in the second period. We're going through a timeout. Remember, each team is allowed 2 timeouts in the first 2 periods, so that's in the first half, and 3 timeouts in the second. So if you want to do the math and calculate how many timeouts you could have in an entire game, that amounts to 10. Time to resume the action. So Siglap Black really coming from behind. They were 6 points down. And what a change. They now lead 8 points ahead. And it was just those goals, field goals struck in quick succession. Now that's what made the difference. And he's had a few, well, worries just off late. Oluwakin. Been fairly sharp in the early part of the game. Having said that, he has Thutet U. He's got to pick his man out. Decides the right way to go is to Teng Kai Young. Well, almost a finish there. And unfortunately, Gao Shan will have to let that rest easy or do stand corrected. That's Lucas Hu. Quick run here from Ching Zhen Yu, and once again Siglap Black, well, able to steal possession from their counterparts in white. Thutet U. They're looking for the target. Bit of a sharp pass there. And that overhead pass, well, picked up very smartly by Desmond Yeo. And finally does it. Needed those 2 points. Needed to get back into, well, the momentum of scoring. So Adriot Sports Association, well, maybe 6 points adrift now. But there's always time to get back into the action. We will, of course, head into the first half soon after this. So 2 minutes, 28 seconds. And it's going to be a crucial time, because it's time for Siglap Black to flex their wings a little bit as they get a free throw opportunity. Right up here to take it, it's going to be Thutet U. He's been instrumental in distribution right through. He's also found his way through the net. Can he do it a second time around? 23 points. Siglap Black looking stronger by the minute. Well, this one may be off. Well, good effort put in there from Jerome Si Kwan to try and rectify the damage, to try and rectify the state of affairs. Ball that's up and about, and it's another one for the count. Hu Hung Sun comes in again, and it's now, well, time for the ASA to put on their thinking cap as Siglap Black lead 25-16. Well, Adriot just pulling in those, well, opportunities that they can. But it's Siglap who've had a lion's share of possession here in the last 8 minutes or so. They've denied the ASA a couple of chances, and that's another one through. Absolutely marvelous effort. Well, nothing flamboyant. They've just gone about it very clinically, and that's worked for them. So 28 minutes, or 28 points to Siglap Black. And as we cruise through this last minute and 17, it's going to be interesting to watch it. Well, Adriot did start off with great flamboyance. They had a flash of style and really a swagger in their movement in that first early part, while Siglap Black, a very contrasting style. They've just gone about their business like it was another day at the office, and they've done fairly well to stay very much, well, in the points count. 9 point lead here for them. Still a minute 11 left before we hit, well, the 5 minute break. And that's really what's been just the obstacle for Adriot. Siglap's interception, Siglap's ability to steal the ball, and more importantly, well, the few fouls that, well, Adriot have conceded, well, thanks to a couple of violations. Here, of course, it's Adriot who will win the benefit of this call. We've got another timeout before we can hit, well, the last few seconds of play. Well, the seconds counting down are for the timeout, so don't forget we've still got about 50 seconds left before we can hit the break. .57 seconds to go, and that's what we have in the second period, or in the second quarter. And there's definitely been more to come. Well, he's asking for a cheer from the crowd too, Hu Hung Sen. Could have him singing "I Am the Entertainer" very soon. So a foul in the running too, and a free throw opportunity. Well, so Hu Hung Sen doesn't convert, well, from the free throw line. But that's the odd bit. Siglap Black have been quite pacey and aggressive. Here, pulling it away are Adriot. And once again, a quick steal that's going to work in favor of Tan Wei Young, and a free throw opportunity as well. The official very clearly picking out, well, a foul there for that obstruction, which was of course a personal violation. Intentional or non-intentional, well, that is the question, and I think the referee's just answered that, because he's got a better view of, well, the court than I do. And it certainly looks like, well, Tan Wei Young has a better view of, well, the hoop than I do, because he's up now with 31. Can he make that 32? But not this time, as Oluwakin pulls it away. Might be just a scoring opportunity here, as Hu Junzie is still with it. It's off to Oluwakin. Back to Ching Sen-yu. Ching Sen-yu, well, looking for a bit of help, and does find Hu Junzie. That's picked up by Oluwakin. Back again. He's missed out a couple of occasions, and he's definitely going to rue that. Oh, he's such a wonderful player to watch otherwise. Akinfire Soya Oluwakin. But today, well, just that pressure, well, definitely, well, mounting on his shoulders too. And just as we speak, Siglap Black might just make it to another goal. And yes, they do. Oh, that is a fine finish. Well, you want to beat the buzzer, and we were talking about it all along. But no worries here for Hu Hung Sen. It's now Adriot Sports Association 19, Siglap Black 33. And we get into the break. That's 5 minutes. Do join us for the third and fourth period, or rather for the second half, to find out, will Adriot find their footing back again, or will Siglap Black paint this entire arena red tonight. Stay with us.
Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Alright, 'cause I'm free. Yeah.
So as we resume a second half, or which of course would be the third quarter before we get into the fourth and final quarter, let's very quickly, well, remind you, it's the Adriot Sports Association that do languish behind. They're on 19 points. Siglap Black currently on 33. It's going to be an interesting event because here Siglap Black are keeping that scoring going. It's now up to 35 points for them. And you don't really want that to be, well, an issue. So what a change in gameplay, and hats off there to the lads in black, because they've certainly put on a show. They have studied the game extremely well. They've read through Adroit's plans, and here's, well, Oluwakin, and he's missed out once again. So Oluwakin and Adriot Sports Association going through the motions. Siglap Black just turning things around entirely. That's another super finish. Absolutely marvelous job being done here by Ankaimun. It's now 37-19. Well, talk about nailing it through, and how many times have they done that over and over again, and everyone is really, well, deciding to get their names up on the scoreboard. It's now 40 to Siglap Black as Adriot Sports Association struggle with that 19. They've had so many missed opportunities, and it's all about that mental game. And, well, the lads from Siglap are certainly dominating this one. Quick pass back to Hutet U. A narrow miss there as the white t-shirts will try and pull this back. It's straight off to, well, Huzunzie. Well, an overhead pass, well, picked up by Joachim Theo, who won't find the target, but all the same, he will earn himself an opportunity to get up close and personal to that goal. And that's exactly what, well, Siglap Black want. They want to keep that pressure on as much as they can on Adriot Sports Association, and they've succeeded in doing it so far. Here's Oluwakin. A bit of grab and go, but will he be able to do much with it? Missed out on a few fairly good opportunities today, and he's going to, of course, rue that. And relief, finally, as Adriot move up to 21 points. But if you have to ask me which is the team in control here for the time being, it certainly is the lads in black. They've held their own, they've been fairly organized, nothing flamboyant, as I said, very clinical in the approach, and it's worked wonders for them. And that's exactly what I mean. You want to keep those, you want to keep that scoring alive, you want to keep those points being accumulated, up to 42 points. Lovely effort there from Gaushan earlier. Now here goes Desmond Yeo, trying to provide. Gaushan off to Hutet U. Well, how many times you've had, well, the lads from Siglap cut through, and it's been, well, very copybook, nothing extraordinary, but that's what you need. Stick to the basics and you just will come away with a victory. And the points tally as it stands tells us so. So halfway down that third period, and it's 21-42. Well, I do remember there was always, well, a bit of a debate whenever we'd get down to talk of basketball about, well, the periods and the quarters in a game. And for all things said and done, it does amount to the same, for the simple reason that, well, the colloquial term was always periods, and then quarters amount to the same thing. It's a time period. So it's really about whether you're playing it in Europe, in the United States, or globally. All said and done, the game on hand is the one that matters most of all, and Adriot Sports Association will realize that they've got one shot at claiming that under 18 title. Keep in mind the fact that Siglap Black have pretty much had a chokehold on them for most part of this encounter. So it's going to be interesting to find out whether Siglap Black can come away with it. Can they pull off a win here today, or will it be Adriot to come from behind to claim the spoils? So extremely wonderful performance from both sides of the fence, but Siglap Black being the dominant team for the time being. Still got about 5 minutes and 57 seconds left in this encounter as we get down to, well, that last bit of play in the third period. Don't forget, we've still got a period more to go. There'll still be goals to pile up. There'll still be points to accumulate. Who comes away as the winner? Your guess is as good as mine. But as I did mention it earlier, we've had a couple of great games that we went through in the earlier part of the day, including the 18th place match that was played between SG Basketball and Wong Tai. Absolutely superb game. We also had a fantastic under-16 finals in the girls event. And now Adriot have it all to do here as they're up against the lads in black. Here's Oluokin. Well, does find the target, and that's just going to be a bit of relief for him because he's had a few good shots that he's missed out on. 42-23. Adriot fighting back. Siglap still very much in the driver's seat. So interesting times here for the lads of Siglap Black. An effort there from Lucas Hu as well. It's Oluokin who'll pull it away, slips it straight down to Desmond Yeo. Yeo will find it back. Looking for a way through, that's Hugo Ong. And that's pulled away by the lads in black all over again. Lucas Hu looking to find a piece of the pie. Well, might be denied for the time being. But as we count into that last 5 minutes of play, here's Oluokin. And just a bit of leverage there for his team as they move up to 25. So 42, Siglap Black, Adriot Sports Association 25, as the action continues right here at the Singapore Basketball Centre in Al Junaid. It's been a full house, it's been a noisy place, but for this game, there's just been a bit of deafening silence in this period of play. And there's no doubt about it because you're looking at two intense sides on either side of the midline. And that's a key factor that will contribute towards the outcome of this encounter here. It's straight off now to Hugo Ong. Received back by Ching Sin Yu. Well, a jump shot that's not going to find, well, too much of rewards. And it was Desmond Yeo was just trying to provide earlier. So 4 minutes of play. 4 minutes of play is as good as it gets as we launch into the last part of the third period. The under-18 boys final in the Rigorer Youth Cup 2022 will continue. It's been a fairly long day. We did expect it to call it a night by 9 or 9:30. But I must say, we're glad that we could carry it through because it's been such a good bit of excitement. Once again, Oluokin, well, really trying to make the difference. Well, he struggled through his shots. Well, just looked to find his rhythm, but, Well, just a good bit of heart there for him when he did find the target. So that foul, of course, well, allowing him a bit of redemption. Will he be able to, well, get it right this time? So he will have to wait. Akinfire Solakin, Akinfire Soya Olokin. He's got one more shot. It's still a bit of a trail for Adriot as they sit behind, well, Siglap Black. Well, definitely would have been an opportunity here for, well, the lads in black to take one through, and that just might be a very smart call there from the official. And it's not going to work too well for, well, the ASA, as Siglap do get the opportunity for a free throw. Well, just a healthy lead to stay ahead of the competition. That's what Siglap Black have for the time being. And as we get into that final bit of the event, which of course is going to be the last bit of play, we will find out a little bit more if Adriot Sports Association can get back into it or not. Let's very quickly also remind you that Rigorer are our new title sponsors this year, and from now onwards it'll officially be called the Rigorer, well, Youth Cup. For the longest period of time it was called the Milo Youth Cup, and that was for sponsorship reasons. Milo does continue to be not only a strong support but a very integral part of this tournament. And while we say that, it certainly looks like somebody had their chocolate beverage in the morning. So it's a good effort there from Lucas Hu. 25-46, that's where Adriot currently stand. Siglap Black in the comfort zone. And they will be, of course, looking at extending their lead as they get ahead. Under 3 minutes. And sheer joy here once again. I did mention this, everyone's come to the party, including Kanwei Young. So a bit of give and go there as Tankai Young moves up. Just receive it from Tutetu. Unable to find the target this time. Tankai Young. There seems to have been a push, and that's well spotted there by our official. Well, that's quick thinking. Good on the part there of Hussein here. It's 27-48 now. Well, a lovely layup from him. And it's not taking, well, Siglap Black too long to look for an answer. Lucas Hu will just pursuing that. So a minute 38. And success once again. So that point tally now moving up to 50. And it's end-to-end action. Well, very keen on providing a reply, and that's exactly what they do. Adriot Sports Association, 29 points now for the count. Well, that's certainly going to be a good wrestle for possession, but currently as it stands, 21 points in the lead. And that's not just a healthy lead, but that's a comfortable lead to sail on if they can defend their area well. And it's been fairly tight defense put up there by Siglap Black. They've been able to foil most of the efforts by Adriot Sports Association. It's getting down into that last 66 seconds of play in this period. Well, it's pretty much going to be, well, the finale that we're looking at when we get down to the last one. And that'll be the last, well, 10 minutes of play. Tutetu unable to hold on to, well, possession for too long. Well, how the tables have turned, it's been quite a revelation of sorts for us, with the ASA of Sheng Gong culture now, well, tailing. They led for the early part of the game. Well, you really want to do that, and I do love to see that every now and then. The reverse layup, absolute magic there. The points now coming in. We've got 4, 2 coming in consecutively, which means Adriot Sports Association are up to 33. Playing a spirited game here. Yes, Hushan's here. Lovely pass there to Ezekiel. Well, did have it all together. He's a wonderful player to watch, actually, if you do get a chance to focus there on, well, 2 players, 2-head-2, and of course OJ and Dup. Wonderful players to watch in action. Do have a spring in their step. And a throw-in opportunity that presents itself. And it's wonderful to watch the players themselves, well, cleaning up the area time and time again. But don't forget that slippery surfaces can be very detrimental to the players. So that's very, very smart and helpful, really, and thoughtful. Let's all sum it up in one word: responsible. So into those last few seconds of play in the third period. Well, hammer and tongs is what they've been going at with the opposition's, well, hoop. But this time around, well, Ching Zhenyu will have to wait for another opportunity. It's been a foul called, which means it's a free throw opportunity. And can he nail, well, the offering that's as easy or as tough as it gets? So here's Ching Zhenyu. Well, nicely done there to pull his team's points tally up to 34. Well, and that's still very much keeping his team in the running. Remember, a lot of things could change, a lot of points, well, can be scored, but that's pretty much the end of the third period, and it will rest at Adriot Sports Association 34, Siglap Black 50. Do join us for the fourth and final period of this event, which is the boys under 18 final, and to find out who will be crowned champions here in the men's division in the Rigorer Youth Cup 2022. So let's bring it all back here, straight down to the Singapore Basketball Centre at Al Junaid, where we are into our final quarter. Adriot Sports Association, Sheng Gong Culture, well, they take on Siglap Black, and they resume that battle with another effort as they take their points tally up to 52. Adriot are on 34. It's been a battle of sorts. Adriot really scrambling to find these answers here today, and it has been Oluwakin who's tried heart and soul to provide, along with his band of merry men. But for the time being, it will be Siglap Black to rule. We've still got a little over 9 minutes left in this encounter. Let's very quickly also remind you that this is the Rigorer Youth Cup 2022. We've been with you right from the start of the morning. We've gone through, well, 5 games to be precise, 6 games, 7 games, and now we're down to our final. That is our 8th game of the day. Don't forget also that the under-14s did cap off their activity on Thursday. This is really a big contest for one simple reason. The finest talent, of course, does find themselves sifted out and into the national squad someday, and that's an extremely good layup there from young, well, Samuel Kaur, or I do stand corrected, from Ezekiel. So Ezekiel, well, did go hammer and tongs at the opposition's, well, hoop in the first period, just fell into a bit of a slumber in the second, did awaken in the third, and here he is in the fourth, well, taking his team's tally up to 36 points. So still 16 points adrift, and there's a lot of work still to be done here for Adriot if they are to get back into this contest. But for the time being, it is Siglap Black who've remained fairly grounded, fairly organized, and extremely disciplined on the court. And if you want to keep those points rolling in, you really want to get those 3-pointers, and that's how you do it, says Angkai Mun. Well, a bounce pass straight off to, well, Hu Junzie. He's been quite a good talent to watch as well. It's picked up by Joachim Theo. Straight back to, well, Gao Shan earlier, and another effort coming in from Angkai Mun. And the violations have really been the order of the day. It's one of the game strategies that changes the direction of a game, the outcome of a game, and it's happened time and time again. So here we are down into, well, those final moments. Another opportunity knocks. And of course, Ching Yu and teammate Ezekiel will be on hand to provide 39 to 55. That's where we stand. A block put up there by Oluwakin, even as Su Hung Sun was rising to take it. But that's a very legal effort, so no worries at all for the time being. Adriot still have it all to do here. Oluwakin almost spinning that in. But Siglap Black. Tight defensive put up there by the lads. Here's Ching Yu. Well, cuts through. Definitely got, well, had his eye on the target, but not for too long. We had a few minutes that have been blemish-free. Did I speak too soon? Well, I certainly did. Well, the referees called that movement. But you certainly don't want to knock in too many violations in this part of play. Here's Ezekiel. He's got it to his teammate Ching Yu. And you talk of those 3-pointers that are much needed, and Chu Zi Sun will provide. That's Keith Chu, to be precise. Well, that was Desmond Yeo, and not Keith Chu. So Desmond Yeo with that score earlier. Kusunzie in with it as well. Here's Ezekiel. And that's quickly stolen away by Ang Kai Mun. He's got the height factor. He's got the pace factor as well. Good dribbling skills and excellent shooting skills. So 5.5 minutes left. 42-55. Well, Adriot will just have to hope that Siglap don't find the target, and there they do all over again. So that's really become a bit of a worry for them. Well, 2 more points set in by Ang Kai Mun, and this time it's Oluwakin who tries to get that through, but will be happy to earn an opportunity right off the free throw line. So 42-57 is where it stands. So Akinfire Soya Oluwakin, well, he's missed out just about 85% of his shots from the spot. Let's make that 90. Not taking anything away from his talent. He's a very highly skilled lad. It's just a bad day at the office for him and the boys. Well, they have fought very proudly, and there's still a good bit of fight left in them. If they want to close down those efforts that Siglap Black have been bringing out, and it's Hu Hung Sen who will earn that free throw with that obstruction. So that personal violation just making the difference here. And here we go with Hu Hung Sen, well, to take the free throw. Well, he'll miss out on the first. If he nails the second, that's 58 points. The lads in white will pull it away for a counter. And can they finish what they started here? Well, not for the time being. As the referee calls the action. 4 minutes, 38 seconds left. And that's really been the pattern of play in every single period or quarter. The first few minutes have gone by blemish-free. Then it's heading into those last 3 minutes when all the violations will do start to surface. Oh, lovely bit. Well, a supreme move there and a good hustle, if you ask me, from Kaushan. So 42-59. And well done there to add in another 2 points. Good effort by David Lim. 15 points still separate the teams on court, and 15 points could be the deciding factor for the cup or the championship for the men's under 18. And Adriot will have to take account of that. Here's another one for Siglap Black. And this time it's Joachim Theo. He was fairly active in the early part of the game. He's got a good shooting arm. But Adriot Xavier still very much in it. 46-61. It's still a bit of a trail. 15 points still separate the squads on court. Well, the stakes are big here. It's the under 18 championship at stake. Well, I do hope you've stayed with us right through this entire process of this encounter. Missing out on the piece of the pie, here's Tanvay Young. Would have loved to have added another 3 to his points tally, or his team's points tally. Here's Oluwakin, and this time it will stay in. So 48-61. I do believe Siglap just doing enough of groundwork to lay a foundation for a win. And it's really left up to them. If they can hold this game together for the next 2 minutes and 35 seconds, they can actually hold, well, that trophy aloft real soon. Will have themselves to blame if they let it slip. And it's Ojeanda. Well, it just takes a slight nudge. And the timeout called once again. The ASA up to 48 points, Siglap Black on 61. A little over 2 minutes left to play. And Adriot will have to play their hearts out here because it's Siglap who are very much, well, not just in the driver's seat, but they've got one arm on that trophy. So there's definitely going to be it's definitely going to be a big ask here for Adriot Sports Association. They've had skilled players. Lovely dribble there from Ching Yu. But it's just that defense. Well, Siglap Black turning in at the right time, but Oluwaken says, I'll still take one. So 50-61, now 11 points separate the teams. Joachim Theo with a bounce pass to Ojeanda. The referee, of course, has called that, so second foul and an opportunity once again for Adriot to come closer. Siglap Black have a game plan and a quick conversation between, well, Joachim Theo, Ojeanda, Ho Hun Seng, Gao Shan. And it goes Ang Kai Mun. Was quite a fantastic player to watch on his day. Now Jerome C. Chuan is also coming in. But for the time being, it's going to be a throw-in and not a free throw. Desmond Yeo. Quick work being done by Huzun Zie. That's picked up here by Ching Zin Yu. Well, narrowly does it, and narrowly he misses it. It's just going to be a bit of disappointment for him, because it's a little over a minute and 10 seconds odd that we're looking at. Ojian Dia will lose possession. And do you want to finish that? Do you want to step up? Now 9 points separate the teams on court. Well, can the ASA play catch up, or will Siglap Black just restore a bit of that massive lead that they had? 52-61. Your guess is as good as mine heading into, well, the last 54 seconds of play. Nine points for the count, and is that 9 points too many? You would think to yourself in 54 seconds. Well, I'd say that's the big ask here, and it's a big question as well. Well, tonight an opportunity, but if that violation is called, it's definitely going to be another free throw. So Gao Shan will obstruct it. Ho Hung Sen will step in to take the free throw. 50 seconds still in. And he's managed to nail it. Will increase that points tally to 62. And it's just getting a little hazier and a little tougher here for Adriot, as Siglap Black rest on 63 points now. And the referee very clearly, well, calling that earlier. So Adriot Sports Association on 52, Siglap Black, well, our scoreboard does read 62, but well, it certainly seemed like, well, the referee ruled out that lost a free throw from Ho Hung Sen. Oh, they've corrected it, so it is 63. So Adriot Sports Association 52, Siglap Black 63, 50 seconds to play for, and Siglap Black can see that championship beckoning. Well, it's theirs to lose with, well, just a few mistakes, or it's theirs to win if they can hold on and keep that performance going. It's been a very steady effort from them, a very organized one, a very clinical approach, and they've really done pretty much everything right from halfway across that first period of play. Took a bit of time to settle down, and that seems to have been the right move. That's probably the ploy from the coach as well. So 50 seconds. It's also our last 50 seconds in this event. We've been with you from, well, the early hours. And that's a long shot, and that'll count. Well, what a relief. 3 points in the bag, and it's 55-63, 35.1 seconds left. And now we're down to counting the seconds with every, well, field goal, with every little ball that finds its way through that net. 35.1 seconds. And it's Joachim Theo. He's got a good arm on him to take the free throw. Nails it nice and easy, stretches that lead back to 64. And it's really these fouls which have been, well, the bane of, well, both sides of the fence, Siglap as well as Adriot. And this time around, Joachim Theo will have to let that rest. An extremely speedy run. And it looks like we've got another timeout, 31 seconds left. Well, in this encounter still. So with the timeout, of course, a few bits of advice. Well, almost does it, I would have said there for Ching Sin Yu. He's worked really hard to get his team, well, back into the game. Remember, there are still, well, timeouts that we can run by, and when you've got it, you've got to use it. Why not? We absolutely don't want to waste that, so the coaches do have a bit of time. 25.8 seconds left, and as we cruise through this timeout, we will find out a bit more as to what's been said when the players convert it into action on the court. Let's get that number down, 25.8. Let's get that score down. 55 Adriot, 64 Siglap. And here's Hu Hun Seng. Joachim Theo receives it. It's back to Hu Hun Seng, who will take the shot from a distance. But don't forget, of course, those violations will keep repeating themselves. And when you're at this part of the contest, well, that's only bound to increase because you're going to do everything that you can to prevent a defeat. 14.3 seconds left. Will miss out on that opportunity. Hu Hung Shen gets down to the next. Can he make it 65? And yes, he does. Absolutely clean and crisp with that free throw. So Adriot 55, Siglap Black on 65. And as we approach the last bit, and that's pretty much it, as the referee brings proceedings to an end here at the end of the fourth quarter, at the end of the fourth period, or at the end of the second half, and at the end of the game. It is Siglap Black who will reign supreme, but what a spirited comeback from Adriot Sports Association. They started off on the front foot, fell back, and then almost caught up. So it's finished in the men's 18, or the boys 18, under 18 a final, that is, in the Rigorer Youth Cup 2022. The new champions of the under 18 boys are Siglap Black. 2 years in the waiting, but what a joy here for these lads who've still kept at their training, who've kept going about their routines, and a worthy win. Siglap Black 65, get the better of Adriot Sports Association 55. We do hope you've enjoyed our coverage of this encounter for you. And don't forget, of course, there will be a prize presentation that will follow. So my name is Glenn Mascarenas, and I do hope you've enjoyed our coverage of this encounter. It was brought to you by the Basketball Association of Singapore, the BAS. And let's not forget, of course, well, all credit there to our coaches, to all the referees, and to all the officials who took part, our volunteers as well, to my good mate Leandro, and my friends, including, well, Charmaine, and every single person who took part in this production. It's time for me, of course, to shut shop and ship out of here, but you stay on because we've got the prize presentation to follow. I'll catch you again real soon. You stay safe. Until the next time, I'm Glenn saying goodbye.
second team. Let's welcome Siglap. Congratulations to Siglap. Ladies and gentlemen, Rigorer Youth Cup 2022 under 18 girls champion goes to Kabakan Chai Yu. Special awards for the under 18 girls. Announce it one by one. Best point guard for under 18 girls from Kabakan, number 28, Wang Kai. Best shooting guard from Gilchrist Grace White. Jersey number 8, Celine Rose. Best small forward from Kabakan, number 7, Jesse Mara. Best power forward from SPA number 30, Mayuri Rahul Mohan. Congratulations to all our national awards winners. And that's right, we'll take a photo. Now moving on to our under-18 boys category. Fourth position, ladies and gentlemen, a round applause for Hong Kong. Of course, all the teams will be getting their medals, team trophy, Island products, proudly sponsored by Mother Singapore and sports merchandise by our title sponsor, Rigorer Singapore. And in third position, round of applause for SG Basketball. Cup 2022 Under 18 Boys Champion, Siglap Black. Congratulations, right, moving on to our special award. Under 18 Boys Special Award. First, we have Best Point Guard from Chongqing, jersey number 8, Ray Chan Bang. Next, we have Best Shooting Guard from Adriot SGC, jersey number 47, Sheng Gong. Next, we have Best Small Forward from Hongkong, number 23, Rasa Siglap. Next, we have Best Power Forward from Siglap Black, number 9, Ho Mun Sheng. Our last special award, Best Center, goes to Adriot SGC, number 54, Akin Pires Soye Olaki Soloma. Congratulations to all our special award winners, and thank you very much to our DOH. Thank you very much. And once again, we've come to the end of our Rigorer Youth Cup 2022. We hope you enjoy ourselves and your supporters, friends, family, relatives. We hope you have enjoyed our tournament of Youth Cup Championship thus far. Again, it's not all. We hope to see you in more VNS event